Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an awesome life. How are you doing today? I had a question about if I can explain how we are one energy. Well, quantum physics demonstrates that that is absolutely true. So if you're into quantum physics, you might want to look that up. If it makes your eyes glaze over and you get bored out of your brains and fall asleep, well, I'll explain it as best as I can and simplify it, because this is the power of your manifesting right here. This is the power of everything that occurs in your life. Absolutely everything. There is no outside force. There is no independent thinking thing that imposes anything on you. God is not separate. God is part of the same energy that flows through you. God is part of the mind that is making the decisions in your life, not separate from you. God isn't something separate that judges and decides whether you're worthy or not. You're deciding that. And you're creating your journey with all of your actions. And whatever you believe is driving that. So, how are we one thing? Well, we don't have the answers to the universe. Universe says, and I don't even know how that can be, because if one universe is endless, well, I'm not sure why we need multiple universes. But let's say there are multiple universes. Well, how can we be one thing? Everything had to come from one thing. Everything came from one thing. And that, call it God, the one, source, Yahweh, whatever word you want to choose, if you even believe in God at all. That's your reality to choose, not to be judged by anyone. And if somebody does, well, then there's that. That's their reality, to be a judgmental person. And they're going to have the consequences of that. So, one energy creates everything. From it comes the expression of everything, from the darkness back up to the light. The one spun off into all of these expressions. And through it, we came to believe that we were separate. Now that happens to be true here on our planet. It's not true of other planets. Most of them are much more evolved than we are and understand what they are. Even if they don't have all the answers, they don't have to know. They just know what they are as far as one energy that's responsible, that is cognizant of their actions affecting everything and everyone else. And they operate under compassion. There are also negative energies out there, just like there are on our planet. Don't concern yourself with that, because the most threatening negative energies are here on our earth, not the ones out there. If they were so terrible and so evil, they would have taken us out by now. We are protected. We are allowed to, let's just see, through the prime directive. If you ever watch Star Trek, that is actually true. There's a prime directive that the outside forces cannot interfere with us, because that would infringe on our free will, and our purpose of coming here is to experience our individual journeys. And if there was an outside force interfering with that, well, then it would negate all the whole reason why we came here. And that is to raise the frequency of the planet through our experiences and through our own decisions. Everything you're doing is a self-expressed decision coming just from you. How are you going to handle certain situations? Everything rests on that. And through that, you are affecting the collective. You are the collective. It is not separate entities thinking. It is one mind. Now, this is the toughest thing for us to imagine, because if you have a thought and I have a thought, and they're completely different thoughts, how can we be one mind? It's just an expression within the one energy. Just like my finger moves, and I can talk and not even think about it, but I can move my finger, and this one, and this one, and this one, right? It's all part of me, but I don't think about that. And sometimes I'm not even aware that I'm doing certain things. That is just how everything operates. It's all part of one energy. And through that, we get to decide if we go back to our original source of energy When I say back, it's just the one energy in different frequencies going back home. I don't know about you, but I think that going back home sounds pretty good. But, well, we have a job to do here, and we have to complete that. So don't think you get out of anything. And instead of trying to live your life and getting the stuff and arguing with other people and projecting negativity on others and thinking you know about others that you know nothing about others. You don't know what anybody else is thinking or feeling or what they've experienced or why they're here. Focus on you and what you're projecting out there. We are one energy, and everything because of that affects everything else. You don't have to understand it. But quantum physics demonstrates to us that just by looking at something, you have now changed matter. A wave has turned into a particle, and whatever you think behind that determines what happens with that focus, right? And it's just for you, because my focus could be different, and mine could create a different reality for me. Now, how's that possible? Well, in order for that to happen, you must be connected to it. It must be one intelligence for us to be able to affect something completely different. And time is not a factor. You can actually change something on the other side of the planet immediately. There's no delay. There's no I think about it and then it happens. There is I'm thinking about it. It's happening. It's not, and if you saw my video with the eyeballs, here's consciousness. It's not, oh, I'm going to be, I'm going to manifest, a great job. And it goes, oh, okay. It's, I'm going to manifest a good job. I don't believe I can get a good job. That consciousness that you're directing is you. This is how powerful you are. It is you. I know some of you are going to have such a tough time believing that. It is you. There's no middleman. There's no instructions going out there that come back. What appears to be coming back to you is just the delay in the dense world that may take some time to catch up because certain things have to align. But the reality is immediate. So the reality goes into place, and then the journey that puts you in that reality that already exists goes into play. Unless you change your mind again. And that reality changes, and you're now in this one. And on all those things that happen on the way to that reality, then that comes into play. It's a little scary when you realize that absolutely everything you're doing is you. All of it. And even the other people, even though they do get to have their individual thoughts and actions and journey and feelings, and you cannot infringe on their free will. That's part of the game. Just know that absolutely everything you do is the one. So if you're sitting there feeling sorry for yourself, or you have negative thoughts about people, everything's known. Everything is known. You're hiding nothing. Just because there's a thought in your head doesn't mean it's private. It is known to the cosmos, to everything and beyond. Everything. Because you are it. It's all intelligent. It knows everything at every moment. There is no such thing as time. This is why you must watch every thought. This is why you must focus on releasing the negative thoughts, battling nothing, recognizing that this is just conditioning and that you can change it, and knowing that this is part of your mission and it's time for you to get on it. This one is counting on you. The one energy. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.